How are you, sir?
Just fine.
All right.
Instead of doing that, I'm using my wife's computer.
That's all right. I figured the last name looked right, so that's good.
Yeah.
That is good. Let me pull one thing up here. We're recording already, so just so you're aware of that.
All right.
Um, and come on up here. All right. So you got the pontoon version. Okay.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to check is to see what programs you had. So all right. Um, so your wife is watching it now?
Yeah, she's listening to me.
Okay, perfect. Well, hello, Danette. Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you too.
So here's what I've been doing on these calls. You're the third one today, and just kind of talking about the program, what it was like before, what it has helped, what's been valuable, any questions that you have, be happy to answer them. Any suggestions that you have, always looking to improve things. So that's kind of how it goes. Any questions before we jump in and get started?
No, it's pretty good. My background, a little bit of background is I first started when I was about 18 years old on the Mississippi River running
Okay.
a boat.
Okay.
And then after I got married, I quit boating and had kids, and I haven't got back to it until this year.
Okay. Very good. Well, what kind of boat do you have?
A low.
Okay. What horsepower?
It's 115 horse command thrust.
Okay, perfect. Now, are you on the Mississippi River still, or where's
No,
your?
we moved to Tennessee. I got it moored at Kentucky Lake, Buchanan.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Well, that sounds good. So here's what I'd like to do. If you would just introduce yourself and say what kind of boat you have and the type of water. You can say Kentucky Lake or just an inland lake, whatever that you want to share. And then I'll just ask some questions. We'll have just a conversation similar to the podcast if you listen to any of that stuff.
All right. My name is James Mannen. I have a low pontoon boat, 21 foot with 115 horse command thrust. And we do all of our boating on the Kentucky Lake. And we love it. It's just great.
Awesome. Yeah, it is. It's fun to get out there. I know you said that you boated when you were younger, and just got back into it. What made you? How long have you had the low, by the way?
We just bought it in January 4th of 21.
Okay. Now, what made you invest in the best pontoon captain on the water training? Was it something that there was an incident that happened, or what made you say, yeah, that's something I could use?
No, because I haven't boated for a long time. It was just on the Mississippi River, and I've never boated on a lake or anything. And I didn't want to go out there and do something dumb, but so I wanted to. I'm 71 years old, so I wanted to make sure that my skills are up to par.
Very good. Now, how did you find me? Did you find me before that training, or when did we
I
cross
found
paths
you.
online?
Yeah, I found you before that training, and I watched a few videos and I subscribed to your channel, and I found it very informative and a very honest person.
So making the decision to invest in the program was, hey, this looks like it helped. I know I can trust this guy, even though it's all online and I'm not face to face with them. You felt good about that?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, very good. So tell me, did you own the boat before and run the boat before you bought the program, or did you get the program and then get the boat?
I got the program and then got the boat.
Okay, so what was it like when you were going through the program? What are some things that jump out at you that were very valuable the first couple of times out that you think made it better, if it did make it better?
Docking for sure. You slip. It's that was worth it altogether. Just that.
Tell me about that. Tell me about that experience.
Well, the first time I tried it, that the wind's kind of blowing me sideways. Of course, the current was against me, and I kind of looked like an idiot. But I've always taken things nice and slow, and everything, and we managed to go through that. And then we looked at the video and went out and practiced. You know, the turning around in circles. I practiced my throttle management, and then we had some friends came aboard and stuff, and we took the boat out, come back to dock it. And one of the persons said, "Boy, you really know what you're doing." I said, "No, this Captain Mac knows what he's doing."
That is awesome. So you mentioned the turning in circle, the building blocks. Did you learn something like how the boat operated that made a difference, or what clicked in your head?
I got real. It made you get real familiar with your boat on how it handled, and knowing what to do, and just kind of just keep practicing in both ways. Turn it right and then turning it left. Just making a circle helped a lot.
Perfect. Did you use the app on your phone, or did you watch the videos on your computer and then go out and implement?
I watched the video on my computer and then went out.
Okay. So, I think having somebody in the boat with you is probably the best option if you can find that person. But
Right.
How was it getting instructed on the computer via video for me versus having somebody in the boat? What was that like for you?
It was pretty easy. I just took everything real slow, and I remembered, what you said and how to do it and everything. And it's just practice.
Yeah.
Just keep on building those building blocks up, and it's amazing.
Yeah, you went from the first day was a kind of disaster, you said, and the second time, even with people on the boat, you put it in there. That makes me smile a whole bunch, James. It really does. So, all right, what is there anything that jumps out at you that was another big aha moment, or a big, we tried to do it before and then we learned this from you, and it worked out way better? Is there anything else that jumps out in your experience?
Just for maneuvering, if you come up to a slip or not a slip, but sideways on a dock, like for when you go to fuel up, and before I tried kind of slipping on the side, go parallel with it, and that doesn't work out very good. And so I kind of pointed in, just go slow, then kept checking, going from reverse to forward to reverse, and on and off the throttle and stuff. And it, just like you mentioned, and it worked great. It just, I wish I knew that a long time ago.
Well, awesome. Well, now you mentioned that that you've gone through the program. In the email before our chat here, you said your wife is watching the video.
Yes.
What's her opinion of going through it, and has it been helpful for both of you to kind of get access to the information so you're all on the same page?
Yeah, it's she's doing real good. It's real helpful to her. She gets, instead of me telling her and listen to my voice, she rather listen to you. And she's just got a visual of it, what she's supposed to do, so she can relate to that a lot better. Just having a person, watching a person do it is a tremendous help. And then just get out and practice. Yeah, well, she has no boating experience whatsoever.
Oh,
This is her first time.
Okay, very good. Has she done any docking yet, or done any maneuvering?
She's backed out of the slip and then turned the boat to point and go out to the lake. And then she's practiced a couple of times on turning the boat in a circle, and she's still working on it.
Good. I was just talking to another guy that's on an inland lake in Carolinas, and he said one of the things that has been valuable for him is him and his wife being on the same page, and both trying everything so that no matter what the situation is, they kind of understand what's going on. And if, something happens and she needs to drive and dock the boat, or he needs to drive and dock the boat, they both have that confidence level. Hey, what has it done for your confidence to, after going through and maybe even slipping it in the dock that with your friends on board?
Oh, it's made a world of difference. I don't even think about it anymore. I just go ahead and do it, and it doesn't bother me. And whatever happens, happens. There's a lot of variables. Every day is a different scenario.
For sure. Yep. And you've got
knowing that I can do it and I'm in control, it makes a big difference.
Awesome. Well,
and I owe that all to you.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad that it's had the impact that it's had. That's exactly why I put this together. Because what I'm hearing over and over is that stress of putting it back in the slip or back on the trailer at the end of the day can wipe out a perfect day on the water. But when you come back in, I can do this. It's not a big deal. Even if I have to adjust and go around, it's okay. I got control of my boat. That makes the day end on a positive note too, which I think is key, is really important. Anything else that you would want to tell people? Obviously, I'm going to use this on my website, take some pieces and use it on my website with your permission.
Sure.
Is there anything else that you would want to tell people that are either newer to boating or thinking about buying a boat and are saying, maybe I need this program, maybe this will be helpful, but who's this Captain Matt guy? I don't know him. What would you tell them?
It'd definitely help a new person, or even a person that's been out there has got bad habits. There's a lot of them. And then one thing, from having a John boat on the river, putting out 120 hook lines, and it's a lot different than being on the lake. And safety is the utmost for you and the people you're with. And I've noticed a big difference in the lake, because kayakers will drift out there in the middle of the channel, and they're hard to see. I was really surprised. In a certain position, you can't hardly see them.
Yep. That's for sure. Well, that is awesome. Any questions that you have that came up during the training or anything like that I'd be happy to chat with you about them?
No, it's just don't get disgusted or anxious. Just take your time, and it'll all come to it. Just do what you say, and it'll do it. Pretty soon you'll be, wow, that isn't as hard as what I thought.
Yeah, when you know how the boat operates, it's so much easier to put it where you want it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, to get to know your boat, because every boat's different.
And did you do the practice on the buoy?
Do what?
Did you do the practice on a buoy?
Yes, I did.
Okay, talk about that. Was that real valuable, or was that something that you spent a lot of time on?
That was real valuable, because it taught you how to approach it, and you knew how different speeds affect the boat when you're trying to slow down and approaching stuff, and it helped a lot.
Awesome.
Build up that kind of muscle memory a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly. If you've never done that, and especially with the John boat experience going to a pontoon, that's totally different. You probably had a rudder that or a tiller that you were running, and now
it had a transom, but it was just an old Johnson motor.
Okay.
John boats act a lot different than pontoons.
Yes, they do.
Which say you opened up your front door and the pontoon and the side door. I open them up because the view's a lot. I can judge distance better.
Yeah.
And I usually stand up when I dock it. I don't try to sit down anymore.
Okay, it's interesting that some people like to do it standing. Some people, they don't feel like they have as good of access to it.
I'm short anyway, so
you're right there by the controls then. Well, talk to me about boating on Kentucky Lake. I've never been there. Tell me about it a little bit.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty wide. There's a lot of places to go. We go up to Piney Campground.
Okay.
And little run around there and then come back. And there's just a lot of little coves you can go and anchor out, and we'll barbecue out on the boat and just have a blast.
That's awesome. That it's doesn't matter what lake you go to. That just being on a cove on anchor, just floating. I don't know. To me, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that.
Yeah, I've taken my grandkids tubing and they love it. And
That's awesome. Hey, what I'll do is I will give you access. I don't see that you have it, but the Pull Water Sports Like a Pro and the other Boating Fun Amplifier. There's just some other tips that may be helpful for you. At this point, they may not, but if you want to check those out, if you log back into the program, they'll be in there. I'll add them here when we hang up. But James, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to do this for me.
I appreciate you making the video. It's been really helpful.
Awesome. I was reading my wife an email I got from a subscriber that had just started shopping and were early, and I'm like, I love it. I really get a big kick out of knowing that somebody's having more fun on the water or got on the water because of some of the value that some of the info that I shared. So, because it's if you look, I've got pictures of my nieces and nephews and my daughters on the boat all around my office here, and just that's my happy place. That's where I love to be.
Yeah, it is. We've been wanting a pontoon boat for a long time, and we just waited till the kids got settled, and now is the time to do it. My wife is a school teacher, so yes, she's got summers off, and we just
perfect.
We're on the lake all the time.
That's my wife is a teacher as well. She's she teaches in college, but it's the same thing. Is come the last day of class until about Labor Day. She just went back last week, it is. Do you guys go out during the week then, or are you still working?
No, I'm retired.
Okay. Yeah. So if you can go out on the lake on a Tuesday or Wednesday, man, you got that whole place to yourself usually.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, awesome. I've got a daughter peeking in here. Anything else that you would like to share? Any other questions?
No, I just encourage people to get your video. It'll help a whole bunch, even if you're new or experienced. You never know when you're never too old to learn.
There you go. Well, James, thank you so much. And tell your wife if she has any questions as she's going through the videos, just to shoot me an email.
All right, will do.
All right. Have a good night.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, sir.
All right. You're welcome. Bye.
All right, bye.